So, you want to get better FPS in games and optimize your PC? Well, this video is just for you. So first, you're gonna have to download my pack. The link will be in the description. And over here, just click the big download button. And I already have mine downloaded, so I don't need this. And over here, it's just gonna say, read me first. So some of these tweaks in the pack are from CoreV, Chris Titus Tech, and Emery. Please go check them out. Credits to them. And please do not steal my folder. So next, just go ahead and you will see all these optimizations. So we're just going to go step by step. And first thing is create a restore point. So over here, just go to configure, turn on system protection, make sure your max usage is like 15 gigabytes and apply an OK. And then just type in optimize and click on create. So next is Windows settings. Just go ahead and first go on your display. So over here, just click on your main display, scroll down, make sure it's in the recommended resolution. Then go to advanced display. For your refresh rate, make sure it's at the highest. Then go back, go to notifications, and just disable notifications. I don't have that option here because I'm using Atlas OS. Next is storage sense. What basically this does is just automatically free up space. Just turn it off. So next is Bluetooth. You're just gonna have to just disable Bluetooth or turn off Bluetooth. If you use Bluetooth, then just skip the step. Next is mouse settings. Just scroll down to additional mouse settings. And over here, go to pointer options. Make sure it's at the middle. Uncheck enhance pointer precision. Apply and OK. Next is colors. And over here, just turn off transparency effects. Next is startup apps. Disable as much apps as you can. Next is game mode. Turn it on. And then graphics. What you're gonna have to do is just put in your game name. So for example, I'll do Roblox. So just find it in the file location and copy the one that's running your game. So for me, it's Roblox Player Beta. I'll copy it. Click on browse, paste, add. Over here, options, high performance, and save. Next is game bar. Just turn it off if you don't use it. Next is visual effects. So in accessibility, go to visual effects. So make sure to turn off animation effects and transparency effects as well. Next is keyboard. Turn these all off to reduce overhead on your CPU. And last is updates. What you're gonna have to do first is just make sure you're up to date, and then in advanced options, go to delivery optimizations, turn this off, and go to advanced options, select percentage, and then just check all of these at the bottom and make sure they are at the lowest. Next is power plan. What you're gonna have to do is just double click on this, and then in your search bar, search up, choose a power plan, and it would say Core V Airs. And if yours is still selected to balance and you can't see this Core V Airs, run this registry tweak. Click on yes, okay, just restart your PC. Next is system properties. Just go double click, and over here, you just want to gonna select adjust for best performance, and then select smooth edges of screen fonts, show thumbnails instead of icons. Apply and OK. Next is CPU. Let's go ahead and open unparkcpu.exe. Over here, make sure this slider is all the way at 100, or click on unpark all, apply, and then close. Next is GPU, and for this one, I just want to say I don't have an AMD or NVIDIA GPU, so I can't guide you guys the steps on screen, but you can check out my notepad guides I place in each one. So if you have an NVIDIA, you'll see my guide right here, and it's not hard. You can also check out an AMD, MSI Afterburner, and stuff. Next is Registry Tweaks, and just go Registry Tweaks again. And over here at the top, sort date modified, so the notepad is on top, and just highlight all of the regedit ones, open all of them. So just click yes in all of them, then just click on OK, and that's it. After you ran all of these, you're gonna see disable dynamic P state. Over here to add disable dynamic P state, open device manager, and then over here in display adapters, make sure this is expanded and select the GPU that you use. Click on properties, details, and in properties put class GID and leave that there. Next, go to your run and put regedit. Then once you're in registry editor, over here, highlight this, Control C and paste in this box right here. Click enter, and once you're in class and it's expanded, go to your device manager again and copy this, and then over here click on edit and click on find, paste, find next, and it'll highlight your GPU. Then expand that and highlight on 0000, right click, new dword, and over here name it disable dynamic p state, rename. So right click on modify and make sure the value is 1. Click on OK and X all of this out. So then go to the second step, select your RAM. So I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. Click on yes and OK. If you don't know your RAM, just search up task manager, and over here just go to performance, memory, and it should show right here. Next is Registry Tweaks ping, and what you're gonna do is just open all of them again. Next is SSD/HDD Tweaks. So it should show here. If you have a hard drive, run this. If you have a solid state drive, run this, and make sure to run as admin. Press any key, and you can check over here tips to increase SSD performance. So 1, you can also clear up space on your SSD to help improve performance. 2, getting a larger SSD can give greater performance too, because they have a better DRAM cache. 3, do not defrag your SSD. So just go to your search bar, search up defragment. It should show right here. And over here, just want to make sure it's off. And if it's on, what you're gonna have to do is just check turn on and make sure this is unchecked. Then OK, close. And after that, you're just gonna have to disable hibernation. Next is services. So what we're gonna have to do is run as admin and apply all, and it'll start in 5 seconds. So once it's done, just press any key. And if you have a hard drive, make sure to check this folder out and run as admin with sysmain.bat. And if you want to revert stuff, it's in this revert folder, and you can see all this like Bluetooth, Hyper-V, phone, printer, Q-Wave, telemetry, all that. Next is drivers. So what you're gonna have to do is download driver booster, then click on install. So once it's done, you can just click on no thanks, scan now, and click on the big scan button. So what this is doing is it's just scanning your outdated drivers. So for me, I already have all my drivers up to date. But if you have outdated drivers, then just check box at the top, press the big red button over here. Then next, you just kind of want to close. Next is network tweaks, and over here, just want to go in Windows optimize network settings, and just go to Wi-Fi, your properties, and then just check metered connection. And it will say here some apps might work differently. If your apps are acting different and you don't like it, just come back here and just uncheck metered connection. Next, go back to your network and internet, and in advanced network settings. So if you use Ethernet, you don't really need Wi-Fi, just disable. But if you have Wi-Fi, then don't disable it. In more adapter options, click on edit, and over here what you're gonna do is just check client for Microsoft networks and IPv4. And if you use IPv6, then you can also check this. Make sure to uncheck link layer, topology discovery, Microsoft network adapter, Microsoft LLDP, file and printer sharing unless you use a printer. And once that, highlight client for Microsoft networks, click on configure, yes. Over here, go to power management, make sure this is unchecked, click on OK. Then go back to your properties again, and you're gonna wanna double click on IPv4. Use the following DNS server addresses. So in this setup, you're gonna go back to my pack, go to the next step called DNS jumper, and then just click on fastest DNS, start DNS test. So over here, I got AdGuard, and that is the fastest DNS server that's closest to me. So I'll just click on apply DNS, and it will just automatically apply. Click on close, close again. Next is TCP optimizer. So run this as administrator. So once it's done loading, select your network adapter, check modify all network adapters. Make sure the connection speed is up to the maximum. Click on optimal, apply changes, okay. After that, reboot now. So after you've done that, go back to here and click on advanced settings, click on custom, make sure system responsiveness is at gaming. Click on apply changes, okay, and reboot again. And lastly is network tweaker. So what you're gonna have to do is right click, run with PowerShell, and then over here at the top left, make sure you select your network adapter, and all of the settings will load up. So at the bottom, at power saving settings, make sure all of these are disabled, then click on apply, and in advanced adapter, make sure coalescence is disabled and click on apply. And in global settings, make sure packet coalescing filter is disabled. Receive segment coalescing is disabled as well. Click on apply again and just close. Next is cleanup. Go to temporary and in prefetch, make sure all these are deleted. You can do Control A and then click on the big delete button. I already deleted mine previously. Next is this temp folder. Make sure it's all deleted as well. And in temp 2, make sure all of these are deleted as well. And if it shows something like folder in use, just check do this for all current items and skip. And just make sure your recycle bin is empty at all times. Then in this cleanup, just open it, check basically all of these and click on cleanup file system. And then another one will show over here, so you can basically check all of these again. Probably uncheck system recovery log files because you probably need these because they are backups. So click on OK, delete files, and this will just run in the background. Next step, go to device cleanup, run as admin. And for me, I don't have any devices over here, but you might. So what you're gonna have to do is make sure select all and then remove selected. And next is bullcrap uninstaller. So what this does is it's basically a app that uninstalls apps. And over here, select standard installation. Next, accept the agreement, go on forward, and select install. So BC uninstaller is basically an app that installs other apps, but what's different on this one is that it can scan files that your apps leave in your files. Then once this shows up, press the X button, and then you would see, if you scroll down, you would see all these apps that you actually have. And so what you're gonna have to do is uninstall as much as you can, but don't basically uninstall everything. So for example, iTop PDF. So let's just uninstall this, continue, uncheck create a restore point before uninstalling because we already did that. Begin uninstallation. What you're gonna do is click on yes, okay, and it just uninstalls it. So when you click on close, it would say, do you want to look for leftovers from performed uninstallations? Click on yes, it would show here our apps, the app that we just uninstalled. There's still some files here. So just check the files, delete selected, don't create, and that's it. That app is fully uninstalled from your system. You can also uninstall more stuff. So once you're done installing as much apps as you can, just click on close. Next is telemetry. Run as admin with both of these. So when the ONO shuts up 10, what you're gonna have to do is click on actions, apply only recommended, and click on no. After that, just click on close. Then in WPD, make sure telemetry is disabled, telemetry IPs is blocked, and in blocker, make sure these three are checked. Then close. Next is debloating. So what we're gonna do is open this notepad, copy this, go to your search bar and search up PowerShell and make sure to run as admin. And over here, just gonna paste and press enter. So this will show up, app removal. So you select your apps that you want to remove. So just press 3 and enter. And it would show this box right here. Check only show installed apps. And over here, it will show all this bloatware that Microsoft puts in our computer. You probably have more. I debloated my PC as much as I can. So over here, maybe screen sketch, I would remove. Xbox game overlay, I don't use Xbox. Zoom music, no. I do not recommend uninstalling photos, Windows Store, and Windows Terminal because Windows Terminal is command prompt, Windows Store is the Microsoft Store, Windows Photos is the Photos app. So once you're done all that, click on confirm, then press enter. Press any key to exit, and that is it. Then just click on close. Next is device manager. So over here, expand system devices, scroll all the way at the bottom, and disable bus root bus enumerator, remote desktop device redirector bus, NDIS virtual network adapter enumerator, Microsoft virtual drive enumerator. Disabling Microsoft virtual drive enumerator might affect Bluetooth, so if you use Bluetooth, then just leave this enabled, but if you don't, then just disable it. Microsoft Hyper-V virtualization infrastructure driver, the SM bus driver as well. Make sure all of these are disabled, and you just want to scroll up and make sure composite bus enumerator is disabled and high precision event timer. So I highly recommend you guys to test this out. I just disabled it overall, and that's it for system devices. Next, in sound, video game, and controllers, make sure you uncheck the ones that you don't use. So I don't use my webcam sound, and that's basically it. Next, go to software devices and expand it, and make sure Microsoft GS Wavetable Synth is disabled. Next, go to network adapters, and over here probably you only see one network adapter, so go to view and check show hidden devices. After that, you will see all the network adapters that are hidden. What you're gonna do is just disable all of them, and especially the WAN ones. Make sure the only network adapter is what you're using. So I'm using the Wi-Fi, so I'll leave this enabled. Next, go to Bluetooth, and over here, if you don't use Bluetooth, just disable it because it will give an FPS boost. And last is audio input and outputs. Make sure to disable as much as you don't use. So I'll disable this one because I don't use my laptop's mic. And then once you're done all that, just click close. Next is memory. So for memory, you're going to see here Intelligent Standby List Cleaner and Mem Reduct. So if you go to the README, you're going to see here, for gamers and performance sensitive tasks, ISLC is typically better because it specifically targets issues related to standby lists that can affect gaming performance. For general system optimization, Mem Reduct is better suited for users looking for broader memory management across multiple applications and use cases. I hope this makes you understand, and credits to Neutralize. So if you play a lot, use ISLC. Don't use both of them. They will decrease your FPS. Once you ran Intelligent Standby List Cleaner as admin, go down here, click on the monitor icon, and this will show up. So what you're gonna have to do when you're over here, go back to my pack and then click on RAM options. So you see, find your RAM minus 16 gigabytes, so it's 8192. And then just go to Telemetry Standby List Cleaner. Make sure free memory is lower than, put that as your value. And then at the bottom left, make sure Start ISLC Minimized is checked and Launch ISLC on user logon. Then in wanted timer resolution, make sure it's in 0.5. Next, enable custom timer resolution, make sure it's in 0.5. And the ISLC polling rate MS is 1000. If you want to use global timer resolution request, you can. This is only for Windows 11 only. So yeah, so once that, click on start, purge standby list, minimize, and let that run in the background while you're gaming. If you want to use Mem Reduct, then go ahead. I'll set it up right here. Just click on no, and then you're going to see this small box. So you can check in Task Manager. I'll open Task Manager right here. So in memory, you see I'm getting like my available is 8.5 gigabytes and it's like this. So what you can do is clean memory and click on yes. And look at that, it drastically decreases my RAM and it's pretty convenient. So if you want to run this in the background, go ahead. Settings, make sure start minimize, load system startup, make sure both of these are checked. Go to file, settings, make sure you're in general, load on system startup, make sure this is checked, and start minimize is also checked. Go to memory cleaning, and over here in memory management, put this to 50%. And if you want to clean every minute or every 30 minutes, you go ahead, you can adjust this as well, but I'll just leave that unchecked. Next is once you're done that, you can just click on close and minimize. All right, so next is run command. All you got to do is highlight, right click, and run as admin. So once all is finished, it will say here select your CPU configuration, like 2 cores, 4 threads, 4 cores, 8 threads. And if you want to find how much cores and threads you have, all you have to do is search up Task Manager and open. Go to Performance, CPU. Down here, it'll say cores, and right now I have 10. Yours might be different, so for me, I'll just put 5 and enter. Then in this, put Y and enter again. After that, it'll say please restart your computer for the settings to take effect. So all we have to do is just restart. Next is MSI Utility V3. So run as admin, and over here, you're going to want to check MSI with the ones that support MSI, and don't check the ones that don't support MSI, like this one. Then put your GPU's priority to high. Then put your network adapter to high as well. Click on apply and close. Next is this virus scanner, also called MSERT. Just run as admin and this will pop up. So for this is an agreement, accept all terms, next, next, and then check full scan. This will scan the entire system, and note that this scan can take up to several hours on some computers. Click on next and let this run in the background for now. After it's done, it should show like this. So just click on finish and that's it. Next is Optimizer. All you have to do is open it, then this will show up. So in general, check optimize performance, remove menus delay, optimizer network, disable error reporting, disable compatibility assistant, and if you use a printer, then uncheck this one, but overall check it. Next is disable fax service, disable sticky keys, and disable smart screen. In disk drives, check disable superfetch and disable hibernation. Then in apps, disable Office telemetry, disable Mozilla Firefox telemetry, and all this telemetry over here. Then in privacy, make sure telemetry tasks, disable media player sharing, disable home group, disable SMBv1 protocol, disable SMBv2 protocol. Make sure all of these are checked. Next, go to your Windows 1 or your Windows 10. Next, go to your Windows 1 or your Windows 10 section. Over here, disable my people, disable long paths, disable TPM check, remove cast to device, disable virtualization based security, and disable modern standby. Then in privacy, check disable telemetry service, disable Cortana, enhance privacy, disable news and interest, disable start menu ads, disable edge telemetry, and disable edge discover. Then in gaming, check enable gaming mode, disable Xbox Live, and disable game bar. Then here in touch, disable Windows Ink, disable spell checking, and disable cloud clipboard. So click on startup, select the apps that you don't want to run while your PC startups. So select, delete, and yes. Once you're done with that, go to cleaner, and over here check all the Windows related, so temporary files, BSOD mini dumps, error reports, and empty recycle bin. Then if you use a web browser like Google Chrome, Firefox, Edge, for me I use Brave, so select cache and select cookies. If you want to clean more like your history, session, those are okay as well, but I'll just leave them unchecked and click on analyze. Over here, it'll say how much gigabytes all of these are taking. Click on clean. Once it's done cleaning, it should not show up anymore. Next, go to registry and then check enable all and also restart Explorer to apply changes. Click on fix. And then once you did all that, click restart to apply changes. Next is Ultimate Windows Utility by Chris Titus Tech. All you have to do is copy this command and search up PowerShell, run as admin. Over here, Control V and enter. So this will show up, and what you have to do is click on get installed. So what this will do is it will check all the apps that you have installed. Like for me, I have Discord, I have Brave, Windows Terminal, all that. Then what you're going to do is click on upgrade all. What this will do is basically update all your apps to its latest update. So once that's done, you can go to tweaks, and then over here you can click on standard, uncheck create a restore point, and run disk cleanup because we already did those. And then scroll down, click run tweaks. Once it says tweaks is finished, you can go to the config. And over here you can see in legacy. And over here you can see in fixes, you can fix your network or Windows update. For now, I'll skip those and go to the legacy Windows panel. So over here, what you're gonna have to do is go to user accounts, and you see in user accounts, if you see an account that you are unfamiliar with, then that's probably someone else, and they might spy on your computer. So if you want to remove that, all you got to do is click on it and click on remove. So that, apply and OK. Go to updates, click on security recommended settings. So once you're done with that, all you can do is click close and click on close on terminal as well. Next is Ultimate Windows Tweaker. So over here, if you have Windows 10, click on Windows 10, Windows 11. I have Windows 11. So go ahead and run as admin. So once you're here, go to customization, make sure disable transparency effects is checked, and disable start animations. Then click apply tweaks, go to performance, make sure all of these are at 1000, and check all of these boxes except if you use printer. Don't disable this, but overall check it. Apply it, go to security and privacy, make sure turn off user tracking is checked and disable OneDrive. Then click on apply tweaks, go to privacy, make sure all of these are checked except camera and microphone. Then apply tweaks, go to browsers, make sure disable edge tab preview is checked and remove Bing button and sidebar. Then apply tweaks, go to additional, make sure enable the network adapter onboard processor, restrict access over anonymous connections, all of these except disable default admin and disk driver share server, and set global network internet office. Set global network internet offline. Then apply tweaks again and click on close. Okay. Next is process Lasso. So go ahead and set up process Lasso. Over here, click on agree, next, and install. Then this will show up. Just wait. So once you're here, go to options, general, and in refresh interval GUI, make sure it's set to 5 seconds, and refresh interval governor set to 5 seconds as well. Then go to CPU, Pro Balance, and in advanced options, make sure 9% is in total system-wide CPU usage when adjustments should begin. 5% is per process CPU usage when adjustment should begin, and 1% for per process CPU usage when adjustment should stop. So over here, go down and check excluded processes, conhost.exe and wt.exe. So go to my pack and go open the notepad, and then over here you will see that in Pro Balance, make sure to copy both of these as in the Pro Balance. So conhost.exe and wt.exe. Then once you're done with that, click on OK and OK. Then go to options, memory, and make sure enabled smart trim is checked. Then go to smart trim options and make sure that all of these boxes are checked, and make sure this is set to half of your RAM as well. Then click on set exclusions, and over here you will see that all of these need to be excluded for smart trim, or else your PC might get a little bit buggy. So what you have to do is put audio dg.exe, csrss.exe, dwm.exe, font drive host.exe, lsass.exe, smss.exe, svcoast.exe, and winlogon.exe. So all you have to do is just type it in right here, for example audio.exe, and then just click on add. So once you're done with that, click on OK, yes, just click on OK and OK again. Then go to options, in general, click on configure startup, and make sure you check do not start at login. Then click on next and just finish. And do you want to restart now? Click on yes. Next, go to options, go on power, and over here start process Lasso with power profile. Make sure core V errors is selected. Then click on forced mode and go to main. Make sure your power profile is enabled, and make sure Pro Balance Smart Trim is checked as well. You can also turn on performance mode. Then what you're gonna do is launch your game. So for me, I'm gonna launch Roblox, and then over here what you're gonna do is just type in your game name. So I'll put Roblox right here, and then what you're gonna do is just select and right click. So in CPU priority, go to always, make sure it's on high. CPU affinity, always make sure that CPU 0 is disabled, or if you have an option called disable SMT, make sure to check that as well. Sometimes disabling hyperthreading may increase FPS. If you want to know, you can always test that yourself. Go to IO priority, always set it to high. Memory priority, always set to normal. Efficiency mode, always set to off. Boost, always on by rule. Make sure induce performance mode is checked, and set the power profile to core V errors. Then exclude from Pro Balance, and that should be it. All you have to do is just close it and let it run. Next is HoneCtrl. All you gotta do is right click and run as admin, create a restore point, and over here you're gonna see optimizations, game settings, media, aesthetics, advanced, and more. All you have to do is go to optimizations, and over here basically turn everything on. So like SCV host split threshold, put 1 and enter, and that will turn on. And for CSRSS high priority, turn that on as well. And yeah, just basically turn all of this on. So press N to go to page 2. Over here you can see optimize TCP/IP, don't use if you're using Wi-Fi, and especially this one as well. If you guys are using Ethernet, then you could probably turn these on, but if you're using Wi-Fi, don't use these. Follow what they say. And over here, reduce audio latency, I would put this on, but if you have a old or slow CPU, then don't use because it's not recommended. So in here, game booster, all you have to do is type 11, press enter, and it will show up the file explorer. So what you're gonna do is search up your game, open file, and just find your game in the files. So if you have Roblox, copy Roblox Play Data, copy that, and then just paste and open. Once that's done, you can press X to close. Last is OpenAsar. So what you're gonna do is open it, and over here it's gonna just show as VentCord's installer. Over here, click on install OpenAsar and accept. You can also download VentCord if you also want as well. Click on install, and right there. Once that's done, all you can do is open your Discord. If this pops up on your Discord, then you're on the right track. So over here in settings, make sure focus is on performance. Make sure no track is enabled, and disables typing. This is your choice if you want people to not see that you are typing. Splash theming, use your client mods theme for splash screen. I just enable that. And then quick start, I would also enable this as well. After that, you just go and click on restart. So that is my ultimate guide for optimizations, and I hope your game performs better than before. I have been working this for a very long time, and editing was a mess, so please like and subscribe because that is the only thing that can make me know that my work paid off. Also, join my Discord server, link will be in the description below, and thanks for watching.